on your guard. They're close, I can feel it. Are you ready for them? Hell!
Quit while you can.
No, not without Kairi.
The darkness will destroy you.
You're wrong, Riku. The darkness may destroy my body, but it can't touch my heart. My heart will stay with my friends. It'll never die.
Really? Well, we'll just see about that.
Ah!
Sora ain't gonna go anywhere.
You'd betray your king?
Not on your life. But I'm not gonna betray Sora either, cause he's become one of my best buddies after all we've been through together. See you later, Donald. Could you tell the king I'm really sorry?
Hold on, Goofy! We'll try them together! Well, you know, I'm the one and right for all.
I guess you're stuck with us, Sora.
Thanks a lot, Donald. Goofy.
How will you fight without a weapon?
I know now I don't need the Keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart!
Your heart? What good will that weak little thing do for you?
Although my heart may be weak, it's not alone. It's grown with each new experience, and it's found a home with all the friends I've made. I've become part of their heart just as they've become a part of mine. And if they think of me now and then, if they don't forget me, then our hearts will be one. I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
And thus Sora gets his groove back, and we are now introduced to the horrors that is Riku. Well, except for Riku Fight 1, which is actually kind of a bitch. You see, as much as his little power booth, courtesy of Maleficent, have granted him powers, he can't use them very well. But don't underestimate Riku, because he can hurt. He's quick on his feet, and well, he's got some damaging abilities that, as we will see in the next few phases, he's, well, dangerous. Not really here though, it's pretty much like an extended version of the fight on Destiny Islands, which is actually a very admirable thing in and of itself to point out, because, well, again, like any rival battle, it escalates nicely, but I'll touch on that a little bit later.
So, your heart won this battle.
But yes, indeedy, we finally learn White Trinity, which would be our final Trinity if we bothered to complete the rest of the Olympus Coliseum and therefore finish the world, but whatevers, we now have pretty much access to most of the Trinities. But again, we'll be saving that for later. And yes, Donald and Goofy are muchachos, are homies. After all our adventures together, the team is finally back together, Sora has his groove back, and now things are just the bee's knees, dude. And now we get to the next part of the Hollow Bastion Chronicles, as I'll be calling these. So, I don't know what I'm going to be titling the video, we'll find out next time. But this is our main goal that we'll be spending the part on. Unlocking this door, which conveniently looks like the Heartless symbol. Seems Ansem was doing a bit of redecorating before shit went down in the Bastion of Hollow, or whatever this place was initially called that I might have spoiled beforehand, in which case, oops. Anyway, to unlock the door, it's pretty much divided into 4 puzzle pieces. You've basically got to go around the tower and explore them. They all are generally in this, well, back in the main lobby, for the lack of a better phrase. But in the meantime, we gotta solve the labyrinthian library. Which again involves us finding specific books, located here. If these are, like, based on actual books, or like philosophical or psychological concepts, I can't say I know what they are because I lack the intellect or life experience to really know what they are. I mean, if there is, like, such a thing as, like, Karma Volume 8 in the real world, then, Please tell me what they're about, or I could do the research myself and not be a lazy bastard. But yeah, this library might ring familiar. Well, we'll get to looking around in a little bit, but yeah, it feels like we've been here before, in a spiritual way. But yeah, we also have these, I have no idea what the fuck these things are, like the Chinese, spin thing that you use to share food with at a Chinese restaurant. I don't know. The main thing I think of is actually that one scene from a Temple of Doom, like right at the start where they were like tossing the poison around. Oh, sorry, the antidote to the poison around. Anyway, just spin and win and just wait until you get the right thing. I have no idea if it's randomized or if it's, like, luck-based. It's kind of weird, really. And yes, this is the exact place where Kairi's grandmother was when she was telling Kairi the story of Kingdom Hearts in a mythological sense. Which, yeah, I think kind of makes it clear that this is where Kairi used to live and the place she was looking to get back to. As if Sora's earlier ruminations about, this place feeling familiar wasn't anything to go by. Although I do have a few things to bring up, actually, because, I mean, I'm gonna avoid putting in, birth by sleep retcons and anything. But again, this might be spoiling something slightly. Like, I mean, considering the fact that Kairi was mostly seen here, and the fact that, you know, she was considered a Princess of Heart, which most of the others were technically considered royalty in some fashion or another, I think, even Alice to some degree was, like, meant to become from, like, some sort of, like, noble Victorian family. So, was the initial idea was that Kairi was meant to be, like, Ansem's daughter or something? I mean, I don't know if this was something dummied out later or if this is just my, brain just sort of overthinking things here. And again, we are putting all the other games out of my mind at this point, because, no, Kairi is not the daughter of Ansem. But again, I can't help but wonder, given the whole, like, Final Fantasy and Disney balance of, you know, regal royalty and all that kind of stuff, if that was intended to be the case, because it seems like that's what they were heavily implying with the implication of Kairi apparently living here. I mean, I suppose the canon explanation at this point was that Kairi's grandmother might have had something to either to do with the Keyblade War, which crosses into some Union Cross shit, or that maybe Ansem and Kairi's grandmother were really good friends, perhaps? I can't really say for certain, but I don't know, it does get my mind thinking, perhaps. But again, we'll see what became of Ansem later, because while he disappeared, it seems that he does still yet linger within these halls of knowledge. Because the dude was a scientist, and, well, as you can see by this, hallowed hall of books and psychological concepts, yeah, the guy had a pretty big brain. Let's just hope that his much knowledge did not bring him much sorrow. And Jesus Christ, this can take fucking forever. But again, it is worth it because you do get some pretty sweet rewards for your, patience. Like AP up, which is almost always useful. And again, as you can see here, we've collected quite a number of, materials for the synthesis. And the lady with the Glaven, except there is no lady with the Glaven, unless you count Belle, who wasn't a part of this world. Anyway, more finagling around with the thing. But again, yeah. This section of the Hollow Bastion is really just one big sort of maze kind of level. I mean, not quite as obtuse as, what the waterways were with, Beast and all that, but again, it's a bit of a quiet segment and one that I think does actually kind of explore the ambience of Hollow Bastion to one of its better degrees, at least in the sense of showing what sort of day-to-day life would have been like in the castle. Because again, like, you've got this hall of knowledge, you have all these, you know, very fantasy-esque sort of alcoves and places to explore, so yeah. It's a good window into Ansem's psyche in tandem with the Ansem reports that you can read up and, well, get a feel for what the guy was like. And again, as I believe I might have mentioned this beforehand, but I am going to be saving this for either a bonus video or right at the end, where I will be reading the Ansem reports. Right before the final confrontation, I believe, so yeah, stay tuned for that. But again, I want to try and do something a little bit more thematic with the reading of the Ansem reports, because again, I don't want it to just be this dry text recap, and again, I don't think I could really make them funny, because that would, how you'll say, ruin the ambiance of the whole feeling. And again, loath as Kingdom Hearts is to have things made fun about it, well, I mean, I kind of like the series a little bit too much to do that. So, I suck and should die. But again, also the way in which you navigate the library segment, I think, compared to the waterways, is a little bit more free for you to sort of like jump around and find where you need to place the books, comparatively to the waterways, where you legitimately had to just go one way and just figure it out from there. Whereas here, it's basically just matching up color-coded books, which I suppose for those who are very OCD about completing their book collection, like some mad librarian woman from the Matrix Path of Neo, well, it shall satisfy your arc disorder. Oh no, speaking of the Matrix Path of Neo, I believe this is sort of part 33 or 32, but yeah, this is now officially the longest commentary I have ever done. The Matrix Path of Neo took that spot for a long while, but though that was mainly back in the days when I was limited to like 10 to 15 minutes to do these videos, but now I can do them for as long as I fucking want. And I mean, I suppose for the sake of expediency, I could have had like 50-minute to an hour-long parts for Kingdom Hearts, but again, that's it's a bit of a tall order, and again, I want to make sure these videos are concise enough so that you can just, you know, watch them in short bursts and, well, kind of absorb these one piece at a time, because this series is, it's pretty lengthy, and you might forget what goes on in certain parts when you're having all this information fed to you at once. You see, you cannot retain the information when you are stuffed like a turkey in a French dinner. I literally have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. This pretty much unlocks the door all the way back to the main hall, and in the meantime, we can continue on the path of Neo. First, a little save of the wave, and we are off to greener pastures. This is also where you will be getting the second most use out of gravity magic. Well, provided you can go inside that little alcove area right over there, but yeah. Level these platforms and you can get the delicious rewards that lay inside, like Dalmatians. For Bongo and Purdy, whatever the fuck their dog's name was. Whatever. You get some cool stuff, you get to shake a leg. And again, I feel like this is kind of a better example of doing what we were doing beforehand with Beast in a better way, because, like, I mean, we are still completing puzzles that don't really require a lot of think tank stuff. But again, like, we're doing all these to get, you know, puzzle items that are located in this area that will phase up as we complete them. But again, they're, like, short, sweet, and don't outstay their welcome compared to the earlier Beast segment, which just felt like padding, so I don't know, like, I mean, as short as this segment is, you do feel like you're at least making an adequate amount of progress for the sort of thing that you're doing, or at least lack thereof, because, I mean, really, all you're doing is pressing a button to do a thing to make things happen, which, quite frankly, could describe video games incarnate, but I don't know, short, sweet, to the point. And I gotta say, Handsome really goes above and beyond in trying to find a way to hide the porn. Seriously, I'm pretty sure Batman would tell him to take it easier on the security measures. But alas, lewd jokes aside, which I seem to have been doing all throughout this commentary, I'm feeling very penis-y during the Kingdom Hearts saga. But yeah, as you can no doubt tell, this is how we access the puzzle pieces. Strike it with thunderbolts, with palms of thunder. That's pretty much how we do it. I'm trying to remember. Oh, we just break those two and that's pretty much it. Bleh. I mean, I really wish I did have more to say about this, but again, it's a short, sweet area. But again, to once again comment on the artistry of Hollow Bastion, just fucking look at this place, man. I don't know who Ansem's decor designer was, but man, that guy's got taste. But yes, and again, you also have that little lightning platform to get you right back up, just in case you fall off like a complete and total dumbass. But again, with this emblem piece, we can finally access the open door. But not before we get a little bit of exploring done. Again, we will be having future encounters with more. But again, that's with more things to come, and in which case I'll probably need a bit more trivia for it because, well, I'm just sort of letting the atmosphere speak for itself. Excuse me. But again, to give you a little bit more of a taste, the lift segment, which pretty much allows us to traverse the exterior of the castle and the thing with Lady. Yeah, this is, consider this a prelude to the third segment, the tower climbing segment, of the hollowed bastion, in which we must traverse upwards and downwards and all aroundwards. Yeah, like, I mean, looking back on it, actually, this is probably one of the more puzzle-heavy spots in Kingdom Hearts, which I guess was intentional to give the gameplay a little bit more meat than go here, smash Heartless, go back out and do something else. But, yeah, I guess maybe this is a window into what Kingdom Hearts probably would have been had the game focused more on its original story rather than Disney World's more puzzle elements, probably. I mean, I suppose it is, like, interesting to see what it would have been if it wasn't just focusing on reenacting the Disney plot, but... it's, odd. And this is pretty much just a glorified loading screen, really. I mean, I suppose it does give you a degree of scale, but... yeah, that's pretty much all it is. But once again, as you can see here, plenty of places to explore. We will actually be going out and visiting all of these areas, as you can see with the flashing switches, and that little door alcove area that we can reach thanks to Glide. Albeit, if you are going to be exploring this place to its fullest extent, well, you are going to be in for a bit of a tedious slog, but, well, I'll probably cover all of that next time. Because we've almost wrapped everything up. We got all the pieces, now we gotta end this. So on that note, I am Solidus-Skully, keeping new metal, and next time on the Kingdom Hearts commentary, well, let's just say we'll be seeing what became of Riku, and we'll be facing off against Maleficent. Catch you next time.